Okay, seriously, what the fuck is wrong with you Americans? I'm sorry. But, I heard about this last year or earlier this year where they were making a bill to try to have miscarriages carry a death sentence, and that was thrown down. They were talking about having miscarriages have a jail sentence, and I thought that got struck down too. But apparently, a law that was designed to protect women and their children from being beaten up and abused and miscarrying because of some jerk or asshole kicks them or whatever is being used to sentence women to jail for having miscarriages or the child dying, for drug use or just dying after birth, and it could be effective things. We don't know, but these women, if they have an abortion, it is perfectly legal in these states for them to have an abortion. But if they have a miscarriage due to something they've done, they are sentenced to death. What is wrong with the Americans? What is wrong with the U.S. where a woman can miscarriage and go to jail? Yes, some of these things might be for the woman's own fault or someone else's fault, but a lot of times miscarriages happen anyway. Something like 50% of pregnancies end in miscarriages. Most before the woman even realizes she was ever pregnant. But, we have these miscarriages, and these women are going to fucking jail for it. What the fuck is wrong with you people? What is fuck is wrong with the United States that women will go to jail for something that isn't even their own fault necessarily? A woman can have an abortion, but she can't have a miscarriage. And what's going to happen is, if any woman that has a risk of miscarriage is just going to have an abortion now, because if they're going to too much of a risk, they're not going to go to jail. They're not going to let themselves go to jail. And there's one really sick case of a woman who found out her child had Down syndrome. And she was advised to have the child aborted. She didn't want to. She chose to give birth to it and have it. And near the end of the pregnancy, they had to bring it out, and it died 18 minutes after being born. And she was sentenced to jail 3 months later. She goes to jail for choosing to keep her child and try to keep the pregnancy. No, she'd gone back there and had the abortion back then because of the Down syndrome. She would be fine. She chose to try to keep the pregnancy, now she's in jail. Can someone explain that to me? A woman that was courageous enough to try to keep the child is rewarded with jail time for having for the child dying. Can someone explain this to me? The mentality. Now this is just pure misogynistic ideas. This ideas that woman can't control her own body. She's just gonna go to jail. Like what? It's always men that make these rules. How many women are willing to let other women, or even risk themselves going to jail for something that happens all the time? Can you tell me this? Can someone explain this to me? Because I really don't get it. Sorry to rant, and yes, I already made a video today, but this really ticked me off, and there's another video to come soon. Though, I may wait a bit for that, but this just really ticks me off. I found out about it. I'll have a link below to the Young Turks interview about this, and a couple of links to other articles discussing this problem too. Give me your thoughts. Tell me if you're just as sickened about this as I am.